Welcome to Gen Z Deep Dive. I'm your host, Aaron Brown, and we're excited to have you with us today. Today we're going to be talking about Twitch marketing. According to Isabel Hamilton over at Business Insider, it's official. Gen Z spends more time on their phones than any other generation. As if we had no idea that this was the case. However, compared to boomers, Gen X, and millennials, Gen Z plays games on their phones at a much lower rate. They play games at a much lower rate to the tune of about 55% less. According to App Annie, the top 3 apps Gen Z are using are, number 1, Snapchat. The app, despite Facebook cloning certain features, still is highly competitive, especially since Snap introduced YOLO, an anonymous question and answer app that is part of the story feature. According to App Annie, quote, YOLO's integration with Snapchat proved a savvy way to gain traction by leveraging the network effect of existing popular apps to fuel adoption by Gen Z. TikTok is highly popular, but only with American Gen Z, not so much with Japanese and South Korean Gen Z. Number 2, Twitch. Twitch is widely known as a game streaming platform. For those who may not know, Twitch is an opportunity to stream you playing a digital game so many can watch along with the player. Even President Donald Trump has a Twitch account now. As of this recording, he has about 100,000 subscribers on his account. Finally, number 3, drum roll. We don't have money for drum roll effects, but pretend that there's a drum roll. Wish. Wish, to use an old archaic word, is like a sundry store. It's full of strange and eclectic products. I once thought about purchasing a large plastic dragon skull from Wish. Then I realized I would be single for the rest of my life if any woman saw it in my living room. Wish is strongest in the markets of Australia, Canada, the UK, and the US. Wish is more focused on price than, believe it or not, Amazon. Since Gen Z is price conscious and only a small segment is in the workforce, many Gen Z are willing to wait longer to receive their purchase, provided a good discount is attached to that purchase. So what are some takeaways from App Annie's report on the top 3 apps used by Gen Z? Number 1, keep advertising on Snapchat. This is the place that you want to put your advertisements moving forward. Number 2, Gen Z may not be playing gaming apps on their phone, but they really enjoy watching other people play RPG and desktop games. Let's explain how advertising works on the Twitch app a little bit more. Twitch is a place where people can watch their favorite gamers play and listen to their favorite player narrate what they are doing while playing a game, usually a role-playing game or RPG. Players have a Twitch channel. Twitch is free unless viewers don't want to be interrupted by advertisements. And maybe they want to gain certain incentives provided by the owner of that Twitch channel. So owners of the channels and Twitch corporate decide what the incentives will be if a viewer subscribes to the channel. So the question every marketer is asking is, how do we get viewers to click on our ads, logos, etc., and leave the channel to buy our product? Intelligentsia, a Hong Kong-based marketing company, hosts esports events. Intelligentsia finds that fans on the Twitch platform are highly engaged. And the best way to capture and engage is through chat or IM discussions during the events. What they have found is that viewers comment during the events in the instant messaging platform. Intelligentsia utilizes moderators in the IM to connect with fans during the events. Stream Elements, an Israeli-based marketing firm, utilizes Twitch through the engagement of influencers, and that Twitch creates a ready-made community of like-minded fans who can interact with each other on the platform. According to Kaya Ismail over at CMS Wire, here are a few steps to begin marketing on Twitch. Become a Twitch partner. Have an established and steadily growing audience and chat, a regular broadcast schedule of 3 streams per week, and content that conforms to Twitch rules and terms. Run commercials before, during, after, or run commercials every 8 minutes. Attach yourself to streamers with large followings to maximize exposure. Believe it or not, on Twitch, 8 out of 10 users think advertising is good for the gaming industry. Again, this goes back to Gen Z's materialism and belief that spending is good for the economy. And finally, so which brands are performing the best on Twitch? Well, I didn't believe it. I'm assuming you won't believe it, but it's true. Kellogg's cereal, specifically Kellogg's Crave cereal, is doing really well. EA Sports, no surprise there, that makes a little bit more sense, partnered with Popular Gamer to promote their new Sims game. Ah, The Sims. Us old millennials, the good old days. The influencer talked up EA, spoke about their kindness, and what she liked about the new game. And this is how EA is using influencer partnerships. The influencer's promotion of EA comes across as authentic and endears EA to viewers. Here we go, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Finally, Old Spice. I was expecting Old Spice to try to become the Axe body spray. You almost expect that Old Spice would try to become the Axe body spray of streamers. But who can dethrone Axe, right? Instead, the Spice gave viewers the opportunity to drive the activities of an actor located in the woods for 3 days. The actor did zany things at the behest of the audience. And for whatever reason, Gen Z loves the opportunity to engage in making somebody act crazy in the woods. So, our key takeaways for this segment is advertise on Snapchat, advertise on Twitch, follow the rules. We've laid out some of those rules and strategies from a few different marketers on this episode. And then go and examine in-depth Kellogg's Crave cereal, EA Sports, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Old Spice to see how they are thriving on Twitch. Switching gears, we're going to focus in on Gen Z's wants in the workplace. So what does Gen Z want in the workplace? They're not like millennials who gravitate toward the gig economy and want flexible work schedules. In fact, Gen Z as a generational cohort really affects the gig economy in a negative way because Gen Z wants stable careers. So Gen Z wants stability, and Tara Elwood Malusky, age 17, quote, it's fascinating to see that most adults think I would prioritize such things as being able to work from home. No one is more shocked than my mother when I say that I want a stable 9-to-5 job. For you baby boomers and Gen X out there, you may be thinking of the old Dolly Parton movie 9 to 5, and that music is now playing in your head. If you are a second wave millennial and Gen Z, just go YouTube, search Dolly Parton song 9 to 5. What Tara says here, and her friends want the most, is a stable job in a stable career field. Anna Blue, a director at Girl Up, a nonprofit leadership development program for young girls, who we will also have on the show in a few weeks, says, quote, but actually they're very different. They cannot wait to put on a suit or get dressed up and go to work and work office hours, end quote. What has created this generational change of heart from millennials to Gen Z in regards to set hours? Well, the financial crisis of 2008. They really want to be stable because of how bad things were during that time. Another reason Gen Z want a more traditional workplace is due to their desire for connection, authentic, human, interpersonal, face-to-face connection. Yet it seems like their faces are glued to their phones or screens, but they want connection to their managers. If you've hardly had connection in an authentic way, then the idea of working in an environment where someone can get that face time with an actual human being is very enticing. Furthermore, Gen Z has seen their Gen X parents suffer from constant connectivity via work, emailing at night, taking conference calls on family vacations. As we ran a story a few weeks ago, Gen Z does not want constant connectivity. Instead, they want an opportunity to escape the tech-consumed environment they were born in. So if you are an employer, manager, etc., you are cringing or dancing for joy right now. It just depends. You likely don't want to be tethered to your phone either. You likely don't want to check your email at night. But you know you do check your email at night. In fact, you check your email all the time, millennials and Gen X. This may be a great opportunity to slow down operations and help all your employees unplug. When I ran several departments with millennial and Gen Z employees, I laid a few ground rules, and part of it was just me being my typical millennial self. Rule number 1, I won't call you after 8 p.m. unless it is an emergency. Rule number 2, if you receive an email from me during evening hours, do not respond to it. Wait till the next day unless the word urgent is in the subject line. By sending this email of the evening, the thought popped into my head. I wanted to get it written down and I wanted to get it out to you so you can look at it later, not immediately. Rule number 3, don't call me after 10 p.m. unless it is an emergency. Laying out rules and expectations like this for incoming Gen Z employees may endear them to your organization. At least that's what the reports on Once in the Workplace are indicating. Finally, Spotify cracks the code. Gen Z spends approximately 8 hours a day using screens. Where boomers, Gen X, and millennials experience what I call the Netflix effect, too many choices making it hard to choose what to watch next, coupled with the algorithm of offering new stuff, Gen Z loves discovering new content on Spotify. According to eMarketer, an average Gen Z uses Spotify for 1 hour and 20 minutes daily. Gen Z high schoolers asked me if this podcast, Gen Z Deep Dive, is on Spotify, to which I said, why yes, it is. On the other hand, Spotify says that according to their internal metrics, it's more like 2 hours and 30 minutes daily used by Gen Z. Why is Gen Z listening for so long? Discovery. They want to discover what's out there and what's new. But they also like the sensation that the music is curated just for them. There are 3 types of Gen Z groups who listen to Spotify. So there's Band of Others. This is 58% are connected online with someone abroad. And 38% describe themselves as global citizens. Another group, All the Feels. Gen Z is happy to talk about and express their feelings, and 63% turn to music as part of that process. Finally, surround sound. People feel they spend too much time on screens. To escape screens, 48%, 1 out of 2 Gen Z turn to audio, music, or podcast to escape those screens. So what are some key takeaways? Tailoring products to Gen Z is the right way to go, tailoring to their individuality. Making the product seem as personable and curated as possible for a Gen Z member is an important step in product development. Work emotions into your product. Since music is an emotive form, how can you mix emotion and the ability for Gen Z to express that emotion from the product? Finally, because Gen Z has so much content bombarding them, they like the idea of discovery in which someone else or some other artificial intelligence is figuring out the next desirable, exciting thing to listen to or interact with.